My presentation will be on European standards for the independence of public service broadcasting. This year I celebrate my 25th anniversary of advising Central and Eastern European governments on the changes from state media to democratic media structures. My first consultation mission on this was in 1989 in Hungary. In Ukraine I've been active for quite some time to work with parties on the introduction of public service broadcasting. And finally it seems to come to a result. There is political will. What the challenges that I see is in the funding, because we know that the public funding is a problem in Ukraine at the moment. You cannot ask people to contribute to a public service broadcaster on a voluntary basis, because everybody has other financial priorities. There's no advertising market in Ukraine. Even private broadcasters have difficulties surviving on the basis of advertising. So the only realistic option would be a fixed line in the state budget that cannot be changed, and that will be annually the budget that will be annually be available for public broadcasting. The other problem I see, first of all, I need to say that this draft law on public broadcast is one of the best I've ever seen in this 25-year career. There's always bits and pieces that can be improved and need to be improved, and also for the moment it's limited to national public broadcasting, but actually you need to have public broadcasting at all different levels where there is a public administration active, so at the oblast level, at local levels, etc. But this is now too much to do in one step. So this will be for the future. But other than that, it looks very good. The law looks very good. As I said, a couple of things need to be improved. I will highlight that in my presentation. If the budget is a fixed budget line, even if it's a state budget, and it cannot be changed, because that is agreed amongst the parties, then the public broadcaster is relatively independent. But financially, you cannot always be 100% independent, because in the end, it will be a political decision whether or not to have public service broadcasting and how much money is available for public service broadcasting. So you cannot act completely independent. In an ideal situation, perhaps, if you could, for example, have an obligation that everybody owning a television set has to pay a certain license fee, and that nobody can touch it, and that the public broadcaster can collect the license fee itself. But I think that's in the Ukrainian situation at the moment not feasible. Yeah. Well, the supervisory board, I think the role of the supervisory board is grossly overestimated in Ukraine, because actually the role of the supervisory council is very limited and should be very limited. It can only advise on general program standards and general program give advice, editorial advice. It cannot interfere with the management board and with those who actually make the content. So it's just a signal. The members of the supervisory council just give a signal to the public broadcaster.